Yeah, really tough game. First half we struggled big time. Just couldn't get to grips with the movement, and Tipp players were popping up, picking up puck outs, in the middle of the field, and with time in the ball. And if Tipp players get the ball in their hand like that, they're going to hurt you. So they're very, very accurate. I think their accuracy rate was through the roof in the first half, and we really just struggled to stay with them. And I think just in the second half then, again, there's a bit of a breeze there this evening. We were playing into it in the first half, so maybe 4 points wasn't a bad deficit, maybe given the conditions. It wasn't a very strong breeze, but it was noticeable at the same time, and does make a bit of a difference when you're shooting into it and when you're shooting with it. And I think we kind of went at it then in the second half. I thought the response from our lads in the first 15 minutes was really, really strong.
And you came back then, started the second half, just hit a couple of long range points, and all of a sudden you went up a gear or two.
Yeah, we did definitely. We rose the intensity of it. We got to the pitch of the game. We were getting to the ball either first or at least with the opposition. So we weren't doing that in the first half, and we needed to get to the pitch of the game and get to the pitch of the ball. And once we got that and started getting the ball to ground, or else winning it clean ourselves, we were able to have some possession that we could use. We just didn't have enough possession in the first half.
Yeah, how happy there, and the game wore on then, and all of a sudden you just ground out, brought on the subs. That made a huge impact as well in the game.
Yeah, listen, I think we could have still got a bit more out of it. We left a few soft scores. I think off in the last 10-15 minutes that we'd like to have prevented. But listen, Tipperary are a class side. They've got some fantastic hurlers, and we had worked extremely hard at that stage just to get ourselves back into the game and get ourselves ahead. So we were going to make some mistakes, and inevitably that happened.
Yeah, and when that happens, it's something that you just have to kind of go up a gear. Tipp just brought on the subs, but did you feel that you had to measure a Tipp there late on, or did you feel that Tipp could still come back at you?
There was only 4 points in it, and sure, one line break and a goal, and there's nothing in it. It's puck, it's another point, and it's a drawn game. So it was a very, very tight game, really, overall. A good game to get, really high intensity, very high quality, and I think it'll stand to both teams going forward.
Aaron Gillan on the field and Dermot Burns are getting a lot of game time now. They missed some of the early season.
Yeah, but these guys have a lot under their belt over the last 7 years, so it comes quicker to them. So it's not like a younger player coming in that needs to establish themselves with longer periods of time. So I think we could see a noticeable uptick over the last 3 weeks, and they're improving week to week. So we'll go back and look for more improvement next week and the week after. That's where we're after.
Great stuff. League final in store?
League final, yeah. Listen, delighted to be there. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow now who the opposition are going to be. But listen, one thing we know is it's going to be a really tough game. And, from our point of view, it's something for us to work towards now over the next 2 weeks.
Your accuracy in the second half was very noticeable. You went from, I think, 7 wides in the first, 1 unintentional in the second. So was that something you spoke about at half time?
It wasn't, no. Listen, again, I can feel it here now in the corner. Yeah. There is a noticeable breeze, and it might be only 15 or 20 kilometres of a breeze, but when you're with it, it makes a huge difference to you in terms of your ability to convert scores, and you don't have to put as much force into it. And when you're playing against it, you're inclined to maybe strike the ball, and you lose accuracy then, and I think that's what happened.
John, a big sporting evening, I suppose, here in Limerick with the rugby on before this one, but a massive crowd, and it made some great noise as well this evening.
Yeah, listen, I think both sets of supporters really enjoyed the game. It was a proper game of hurling. Both sides went at it. There was no quarter after given, and I think that's what people are looking for, quality games. And there was some fantastic passages of play, some fantastic scores taken, and at the end of the day, there was very, very little between the two sides.
Have you got what you wanted from the league, John, after all these matches so far and the final to come?
No, it's not over yet. There's a bit to go. But listen, we just want to keep improving week to week. That's where our focus is at. And the next 2 weeks, we're going to see if we can try and just rise the bar a little bit further, for ourselves. Hopefully the competitiveness within the group. I think a lot of lads have really put their hand up there now tonight with that second half performance, and that's only going to be good from a competitive perspective in terms of team selection for the next day as well.
Is Darragh Donovan carrying a knock?
A very minor one. He just picked up and trained the other night, and listen, I'd expect him to be trained again next week.
John, outside of, maybe you've touched on this, outside of what Tipp brought in the first half, what were you least happy with in the first half that you felt we had to do better in the second period?
Yeah, we just didn't get our hands on the ball enough. Simple as that. And if you haven't got the ball, you can't score. You can't create scoring chances. and we just didn't get our hands in the ball often enough in that first half. When we were second to the ball, we weren't at it. And you know, if you're going to be second to the ball, you're just going to come out second best in the game. I think to be 4 points down only at half time was, you know, an achievement in itself. To be honest, we probably weren't, you know, value for that. You know, we could have been further down really by right.
John, finally, Will O'Donoghue coming off there.
Nothing major, just got a bang in the back, a knee in the back. I think he'll be okay after hopefully a couple of days. Hopefully, anyway. I haven't had any word from the boys, but I think that's nothing too serious, hopefully.